Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inner Power Training. Once again, I'm joined with Kevin Fitzgerald, and we're going to be talking about the physical symptoms of a spiritual awakening, because we're in the time of the Great Ascension, the Great Awakening. I think anybody who listens to this channel is probably tuned into that. We're in the midst of it. We're sponsored by that amazing product, LifeWave patches. So we'll be talking about that at the very end of the video. So stay tuned. But Kevin, why don't we share some of the physical symptoms we've had as we've been going through this ascension process ourselves? I know you've had some interesting ones similar to mine.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should start with why there are physical symptoms. So what's causing the physical symptoms? And it all goes back to we're receivers of energy. So we have two major things happening right now. We have the sun that's delivering a lot more energy via solar flares. And we're also moving through the galactic photon belt right now, and we'll be moving through that for years. So that's delivering a lot of photonic energy. So when you have an intention to receive or to awaken, you can draw that energy in. When you are still asleep and have no desire to understand that, or you're completely outward ego focused, then the energy has no receptive point within you. So in that process of awakening and embracing or calling in that energy, the body has to acclimate to it. And physical ascension symptoms really are the symptoms of acclimation to higher energy that's being delivered for mankind right now, especially the people that are awakening, so that we can become conduits for that energy. So that's the purpose of it. That's the connection with the whole spiritual ascension. And when enough of us are clear conduits and receiving that energy and sending that energy through us right to the core of the earth, and then out from our heart to everyone we meet, then we hit that quantum shift that is talked about, otherwise known as, the 100th monkey effect. And sacred knowledge is downloaded to everybody, even if they weren't turning within, right? So we're at that time right now, which is one of the most powerful time to be on this planet during this great shift.
Absolutely. And all the mystics have, talked about it. And it seems like it's all converging right now, all these different cycles that they've spoken about throughout history, ancient history. There seems to be a number of cycles that planet Earth goes through. And right now is the time when it's all happening at once, the age of Aquarius.
The Mayans had the Mayan calendar, right? And the different Baktuns, which measured those cycles. And we're at the end of a 26,000-year cycle. We're also entering into a 2,000-year cycle, moving from Piscean age to the Aquarian age. And in between, there's a thinning of the veil as you move between ages. So we're moving from Piscean to Aquarian right now. So there's a very much a thinning of the veil. So more energy and more light can come in, and there's an opportunity for more people to awaken as a result of these cycles. But we are also ending a 26,000-year cycle, so it's even that much more important.
Right. It's fascinating. Well, some of the symptoms we talked about were ringing in the ears, vertigo. You were saying you had some vertigo experiences just in the past week or so.
Yeah. So if you think of, let's kind of break them down. So again, what is cause? There's cause and effect. So the cause of the ringing in the ears is actually, it's not tinnitus for people that are awakening. It's a good thing. Embrace it, right? That's the first thing I would tell you. But what's happening is your pineal gland is starting to resurrect. So the pineal gland is the masculine gland inside your brain, and the pituitary gland is the feminine gland. So you have the masculine is the giving polarity, and the feminine is the receiving polarity. You have to have both polarities. So both polarities are inside the brain. When you open to receive and give truth or Christ light, then your pineal will start to resurrect and start to take in that energy. And then when you start to forgive, so to forgive is to give. When you give that energy, so you receive it and you give it to everyone you meet, you're activating the pituitary gland. So there's crystals inside the pineal. When it starts to resurrect, it vibrates, right? And so that's the key to the inner eye. So that opens up your inner senses. So the ringing of the ears is a symptom of that, and it's a very good thing.
Yes. And then you can have these moments where I've had them myself, not very often, but you almost wonder if you're having a stroke or something, because you get dizzy and it's a vertigo feeling that
Well,
could help you.
Yeah, what's happening with vertigo is your brain is trying to, you have new higher frequencies coming in, and it's your brain that interprets frequencies. So you have your right and your left hemisphere trying to acclimate these frequencies. And so there's a little bit of, in that acclimation process, you can have dizziness or vertigo. But what's really happening is your brain is alchemizing to receive that higher energy, so it can start to interpret that higher energy and start to be an enabler of that energy as part of the ascension process. So again, it can be scary, right? People think there's something wrong when they feel these symptoms, but you have to start looking at it that there's something right.
Right.
That you're really becoming a conduit for higher energies, and your body is acclimating to that, and you're just going through an acclimation process.
Well, and so many people are talking about how they'll go through days where they just feel so tired and they have to take naps. And
Well, I've been taking naps every day. Now, let me
usually,
tell you something. The sun is extremely active right now. So I would tell your audience, look, I do sun gazing every day when the sun is visible, in the evening, an hour before sunset. So I will gaze for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes at the sun, with intention of pulling that in, and with the affirmation that the sun only heals me, it never hurts me, right? Because I want to be a conscious receiver of our source. And the sun, because we are energy, the sun is the source of life, and it is the source of our energy. It should never be feared. It should be embraced. And the more you can direct yourself as a positive receiver of that energy, the easier the acclimation process is, and the quicker your own ascension or awakening will unfold for you.
well, and sun gazing and being outdoors in the light is good for us because we are light beings. And the more we can activate our light with patches like the X39, which I love, and I've got a patch on right now. I've got another one on too. It brings in more light into our body. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, everything's light. So what attracted me to the patches were a lot of our bodies, especially if you're over 50, what keeps you young is your stem cells. What keeps you rejuvenated is your stem cells, what repairs your body is your stem cells. But when you hit 50, your stem cells are only at 30% circulation because of age. So while we're acclimating to higher energy, we really want a two-step approach to this, and use these patches to help that process. So these patches have nanocrystals in them, and crystals, as many of you know, amplifies energy, right? Because we have crystals in the pineal gland. So the only thing in these patches are these nanocrystals that reflect back your body's own infrared light, thus amplifying it. And based upon the frequency of that light, it triggers certain reactions within the body. With the stem cells, it's a peptide, copper peptide reaction. So it's based on science, and it's holistic, and it's not transdermal, no drugs, no chemicals. It's one of the best products I've ever run across. And for somebody on the awakening path, I feel it is a massive advantage to wear these patches and increase your light quotient.
I agree. It enhances. I can feel it enhancing that light that's within me, and it's correcting things, making me feel better. And like I said,
And it gets you out of pain. It gets you out of pain. The pain patches and
yeah,
it lowers inflammation and gets rid of pain. And pain, right, when you're over 50, is the quickest way to lose your life force energy is through pain. If people are in chronic pain, they don't want to do anything. If the pain gets really bad, they don't want to be here.
No.
So if you can holistically manage that pain while, you know, the stem cell patch actually starts to increase your stem cells to repair your body, then if you're over 50, it can really be a game changer, life changer for you.
Absolutely. I recommend it for anybody who wants to feel better and get rid of pain and rejuvenate themselves and be part of the ascension process that's going on, and to get us all to that place, the 100 monkey effect. It's exciting to think about how this planet is changing. And the old
big time. I mean, it's scary for a lot of things, but it's ultimately going to lead us to the golden age. And I would say, everyone, to your audience, if you're watching this video, you're not watching by accident. So understand that as part of your awareness. Your life is now like a masterpiece, and when you're awakening, there's a spirit moving those pieces around, but you have to have enough awareness to know when people, books, and events come into your life that are pieces of your own masterpiece, and you have to put them into place. So you have to have that awareness. So if you're seeing this now and you're in pain, or your quality of life is not quite where you want it to be, then certainly give me a call on the patches. I'd be more than happy to give you more information.
And he will be very, very helpful. And I'll tell you right now, when you're putting your intention out there that you need a solution, things show up in the most amazing ways. And that's the way this patch came into my life when Kevin connected with me and said, "Have you heard of this?" And I went, "No, but I'll try it." And I've been loving it ever since. So thank you, Kevin. And we're going to put a link below so people can connect and check it out. And I highly recommend it.
Great.
Thank you.
Awesome, everybody. God bless.
Bye-bye.